It's me, the Killer Bee. Welcome back to Cocktails and Crankshafts. Today we're going to do something different. In this era of coronavirus and social distancing, all the autocrosses I was going to enter so far this spring have been canceled. So in an effort to get out and do something and still maintain my social distancing, I decided to pull out my old model rockets. And I've never really discussed this before, but I started in model rocketry in 1986 or 87. My first rocket was an Astro. I never flew it. I did build and paint it. My dad sort of showed me how to work with balsa, sand it, and fill the grain and all that stuff. And I think that was the first time, I was about 12, so that was the first time I was allowed to use spray paint without supervision. In the 80s, they thought kids would huff spray paint and glue if we couldn't get real drugs. I was never really into that kind of thing, though. But I built that Astro. Unfortunately, it never flew for reasons. My next rocket was an Alpha 3, and that one I definitely flew a lot. I had a Nova payloader that I got Christmas 1987. I flew that one quite a bit. My next rocket was a Stealth. It flew exactly once. That was my fault. I flew it on a windy day on a hard surface, and that rocket was essentially a plastic sheath with a model rocket body tube underneath it, so it was quite heavy, and it came down hard, and all the balsa fins shattered when it hit the ground, because I was on a parking lot. I wasn't on the ground. We lived on an army base at the time, and there was a huge concrete asphalt area that was going to be developed, but at the time it didn't have any buildings on it, so it was just this huge flat expanse of paved surface with no power lines. I thought it would be a great place to launch rockets. I didn't consider the fact that they might come down hard and shatter on impact with the ground. After that, I took a break. I got to high school. We did a few rockets. I was in Air Force ROTC, and we had a rocketry club, and we did a few rockets at school. And then I didn't fire a rocket again until probably I was 35 or so. And basically, college, and then work, and then work, and then work. And I didn't get back into rocketry until I started volunteering with a youth organization. And since I was a science nerd dude, I said, well, I'll bring some rockets and I'll teach the kids how to launch these rockets. And, we can do the math on how to estimate the altitude using trigonometry and all that kind of that I liked, but the other kids were like, this is boring. But because I had restocked my stuff, I sort of maintained that kit. And then I started grad school, and I didn't do any more rockets for a while. But my fourth year of grad school, I guess, I was taking summers off, so I was only going to school in the fall and the spring semesters. And that last summer that I had off, I bought a designer special. Actually, I bought two designer specials, and I built a load of rockets. I built like 8, 9 rockets. I've got a bunch that aren't even finished yet. They're just body tubes with nose cones on them. I'll put the fins and stuff on them later. But I built a bunch of rockets, and last weekend, because of COVID and it being a really nice sunny day, and all the baseball fields and soccer fields and football fields are completely empty because you can't have any large group gatherings, so the kids aren't playing their spring sports this year. So I went out on a Saturday morning and I had the baseball field to myself and shot some rockets. I launched 3. I had this Red Max that I built from a kit, and that was one I remember from my childhood. I just always wanted, so I finally bought one and built it. And rockets are expensive now. That's the other thing. Those things are quite pricey. The other 2 I launched were scratch built, just from that designer special kit, where I just kind of pieced some stuff together until it looked like a rocket that I would want to fly. And then the third thing on this video is me trying out this T-Hawk trainer, because RC airplanes is something else I always wanted to do and never got around to doing. I owned a couple of planes earlier in life and never got to fly them, so they became eBay specials because I ended up selling them. But more recently, with the advent of brushless motors and lithium polymer batteries and electric planes being really good now, I figured I would give an electric plane a shot, and I did. I got this T-Hawk. I got 2 trainers and 2 EDF jets, which, you know, I'm going to learn to fly the trainers first, and then the jets will fly later, although they are assembled and ready to go. I got enough sense not to fly them until I know how. So I took the T-Hawk out and gave it a shot, and with mixed results. I mean, it does fly. It will fly. I didn't launch it good the first time, and then the second time I let it stall during a turn and smack into the ground and broke the propeller. But I have a spare propeller, so I'll get that back in the air pretty soon here. You know, again, as I mentioned in my preview episode, this is something I will do periodically, where I will share videos from other aspects of my life, but mostly on this channel I'm going to keep it focused on the cars. But for today, enjoy this rocketry and airplane video, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you for watching Cocktails and Crankshafts. If you enjoy my content, please like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to hit the bell icon, and we'll see you soon with new content.